Hey, hey, what is up? What's up, family? How y'all feeling today? Happy Friday. I am so excited to be here today. I have been having a fantastic week. So I just can't help but be excited. And I'm having a great week because when you get on purpose and when you do something that you really enjoy and something that you love, it feels good. And there's no other way to describe it. It feels good. And so that's what I'm exuding, that's what I'm giving right now. I just feel good. And like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not completely there yet, but I'm almost there. So if you're new to my page, welcome here. I am Anjanika Brooks, also known as the Unmothered Coach, and I am going to be talking about my new digital course today. This has been a long time coming, but before I jump into that, just want to let you know who I am. I'm going to get into it as I talk about the course, but I am a writer. I'm an author. I edit full time. That's what I do as a job. But I'm also a life coach. And I'm a life coach because there are a lot of women out there like me that have had difficult relationships with their mothers. And so I can help you rise above that trauma, find your voice, and reclaim your power so you can have the life that you deserve. So that's who I am. That's what I do. Now, about this course. I'm going to be looking over here at my notes so I don't miss anything. So do not be, too worried about that. I am here with you. I am present. This is my lunch break, and I couldn't wait to get to this so that I could talk to y'all. And so, I just want to talk about the course, how I got here, who it's for, what's included, and just any questions. Take any questions that you have about it. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, I just said that I serve daughters. I coach daughters. I coach daughters because I am a daughter and I was unmothered. If you aren't familiar with the term unmothered, it is posted here on both pages, on Facebook and on Instagram. But just to break it down real quick, it's when you had a mother, and she could be present. She could not be present in the home when you were growing up. But for some reason, she was unable or unwilling to give you the things that you needed. She couldn't love you and support you unconditionally as you were growing. And because of that, you suffered, some trauma. And the trauma is playing out now in your life. You're seeing lots of issues and problems, and you don't know how to fix it. And so that is what it feels like and what it means to be unmothered. And it can be any number of problems. All right. So I have been doing these webinars. I've done 2 so far. And I'm doing the webinars for people that want information about my framework for healing. Hey, Brandon. Who want information about my framework for healing and who are interested in learning about how to work with me. And there are a number of ways. So the course is just like, is the latest thing, and it's something that I've been trying to get to. Now, to be honest, I did not want to do this. I didn't even want to be a life coach. I just wanted to write books. That's what I like to do. That's what I think I'm good at, or I was willing to learn anyway to be good at. I felt like God gifted me with the ability to, create in that way. And so that's what I wanted to do. I was so selfish. I did not want to coach at all. I just wanted to put the book out there for y'all. And I knew there were people out there that were suffering, the pain from growing up like this with mothers that just couldn't quite get it together. And I didn't want to coach y'all. I just wanted to put the book out there. I want y'all to read it and figure out what to do. And so I was in a coaching program. I had a book coach that was helping me complete the book, just guiding us and helping us figure out how to pull that stuff out of our hearts, out of our minds, and get it on paper. And so she was talking about doing coaching programs. And I flat out said, I wasn't going to do it. I didn't even need that part of her program because I wasn't going to do it. I just needed to get my book out. But once I got the book out, God began to talk to me. And it was apparent that there are some people out there that just don't want to read a book. And even reading a book, they struggle with being able to apply those lessons to their lives. They don't really know exactly what you mean, even if it resonates with them. They don't understand how to walk it out. And because my book is not the kind like with a note section, and I don't have a workbook with it right now, I realized that I can't expect people to get the healing and the breakthrough that they really need if I'm not going to be willing to go the extra mile. Now, all my life I've kind of been like the go-to person anyway. People will find me from all walks of life and they will ask me to listen to them. They will want my advice on something, or, they just think I'm a good person, that they can trust me and they can tell me their business. Hi, Cynthia. And so I have been that person, like at work. I have coworkers that would, find me and we have to go and have chats and stuff. And I never felt like their problems, weren't my problems. And my heart always went out to them. And so I think God was always telling me, hey, you are a helper, you are a giver, you're a person that needs to be doing this. And so that's how I came into the whole thing of, okay, I wrote the book because I'm a writer and that's what I want to do. And now I'm life coaching because I can't expect people just to figure it out. And some people will take the book and figure it out. Some people will just take these lives and be able to implement, and they will be fine. They will, evolve, and they will do the things they want. But there are different levels. We are all different people. And so it would be, I think for me as a person, it would be wrong for me to not prepare myself and not have the next step for those that need it. So that's why the course is here. That is who I'm trying to serve with the course, is those that want, maybe they want a quicker way, they think, of getting to healing, because, healing is a journey and it is ongoing. So I don't know about quicker, but you wouldn't necessarily have to read the book, because in this course, I am going to have short videos on my platform. So the course is going to be hosted on my website. Thank you, Cynthia. The course is going to be hosted on my website, and I want to have like short videos, and that's where the content will be. The worksheets and, the PDFs and different things that we'll need in order to really take our time and intentionally step through the process. And so then I want to supplement the course with a private Facebook group. And I'm just going to use Facebook right now because this is my first time launching, and I want to keep everything as simple as I can, because really I'm going to do the teaching in an interactive setting, meaning, yes, it's going to be a video class. And so I'll probably either it'll just be a separate link to the video class, or either I'll stream it into the Facebook group as well. I haven't quite decided that piece, but it will be a video class where we will go through that lesson for that week and implement. So it'll be, all in one when we're in our class. It'll be all in one. So you're not just like, walking through, and I expect you to come to class and just have your questions. No, I want to be there with you because I want to build this together, and I want to make sure that if there are questions or things that are unclear, or things that you want to contribute or things I need to consider, I want that in there. Because again, this isn't just for me. This is more for people that need it. And so I am not trying to use it as any kind of scheme or anything crazy. I really, really want to help people. This is what I want to do. So that's why I'm going to have the Facebook group. And I think a private Facebook group is key, because it is really hard to heal sometimes when you're in front of people. My page is public. Both my pages are public. And it's really hard sometimes to go on and, post something that anybody on the internet can find. And so some people are very uncomfortable with that. And I was in a private group before, and I swear to God, people would come into that group, and it was for women that had toxic mothers, but they would come into the group, and you could tell like sometimes they were just infiltrating or trying to get into to like watch somebody else, and that kind of stuff isn't cool. So I really want us to feel like we are in a safe environment where we can be respectful with each other, where we can support each other in our healing. That doesn't mean you're expected to support somebody, like you have to give something to them. Sometimes it's just the silence. Sometimes it's just the solidarity. And so that's what I'm looking for in the group, where we can trust each other, that we understand being unmothered and suffering the pain of toxic or narcissistic parent is hard enough. And just want to say No, I am not a psychologist. I am not, I don't have any kind of credentials. I'm not a therapist or a counselor. And so one of the things that I've learned in my coaching program is to watch for people that do need therapy, that do need extra assistance. And I'm so glad I see Cynthia on here, because she is a therapist that deals with childhood trauma, among other things. I'm not going to try to say everything that you do, Cynthia, but anyway, it's imperative to know that, because sometimes people will come seeking one thing, and that's not really what the course is offering. So the course is for people that are ready to heal, that, they know that they're ready to take those steps and make some changes. The course is not for someone who is still confused and angry and hurting and trying to change their mother. I would say that you're not quite there. You could try the course if you want to, but there's going to be some time for some one-on-one sessions, and I think I'll be able to kind of to speak with you and figure out if you're a really good fit. So there's a lot I'm going to build in here to make sure you're protected and you're safe, and that if you need deeper help, there are therapists I can recommend. There are other avenues, and some people need a therapist and a coach, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm one of those people. I have multiple coaches and I have a therapist. And I don't care about how long I've been with my therapist. She is worth all her money and then some. And so, because sometimes you need to get things out. But anyway, so there's going to be the videos on the platform that you can watch in the PDFs. There's going to be the private Facebook group where we can interact, and where you can also put questions in there. And I'm also going to provide office hours. So this means after you've been to the course and you've watched your videos and you've downloaded your stuff and you're able to write out or whatever it is you need to do, and after I've had the live class where you can implement and we go through things together, I will provide an additional hour during the week where you can drop in if you have questions or if you just want to see my face. I want to do that. And so I think keeping it small right now, I can absolutely do that. I do still work a 9 to 5, and so I get it. So I'm going to probably do the office hours on a weekend. Just to be honest, it's probably going to be a Sunday, because that's easy for me, where you can drop in. And if I can set it up, what I would like is to have one special guest come into the group during the time of the course. The course is going to run from October the 5th to November the 2nd. Those are Thursdays, just because Thursdays are really good times for me when I know that I'm available and I can come into the course to teach. But obviously, if the first lesson is on that Thursday, October the 5th, the first office hours are going to be the following Sunday. So it'll be really a week at a time that we're tackling these subjects. And we're going to tackle acceptance, grief, forgiveness, and renewal. And we'll do that over the course of 4 weeks. I am deliberately making it 4 weeks. Question. Can you heal in 4 weeks? Some people, they can take the steps and definitely make big changes in their lives. Healing is ongoing. And I believe that the behavior that you learn from the process is what's going to carry you into the healing. Because when I figured out the steps, let me tell you, it was like immediate relief. I was still writing the book when I figured out all the steps that were needed. And when I figured them out and worked through them myself, it was immediate relief. Now, do I have to work hard to know my triggers and to know what my boundaries need to be? Yes, I do. Do I have to still work in my relationships and when I'm parenting? Yes, I do. And at work. And so I still have to do the work. You will too. But I believe 4 weeks is a great amount of time to put in the work and the action. I do have a longer program. This is the shortened version because I want to see how people receive it and I want to see what's needed. And so I'm not going to call it an experiment because I have a whole book and I have a whole process laid out. But what it is a good opportunity for me to see how I can serve you. And I can't see that if I don't put myself out there. So I have to do it in this manner. But I'm only going to do 4 weeks because I think people will invest the time because it's a short amount of time. And you will come and you'll be serious. You'll be serious about what you want because we're not playing around. And someone did ask me if the course cost money. And I think that's a great question because I do, I'm live a lot and there's a lot of free content that I try to put out. But my book costs $20. It's on my website, and that doesn't include shipping, so it depends on how fast you want it. And my coaching programs also cost money. They cost money because this is a profession. I am in a coaching mentorship program right now, and eventually I will go for certification. I'm not in that process at the moment, but that is definitely my goal. And so I'm not asking for someone to pay for that. I work a job and I make 6 figures. So I don't need someone to pay for that right now. I can take care of it on my own. But the reason it costs is because I think that is work for me. And that's not something that I'm willing to do for free. And I know that taking money from people to provide a service to them is serious business. And so that's how I'm going to treat it. So yes, it costs. Everything is on my website. And this first 4-week program will probably be the lowest cost that this course will be, depending on how it goes. I can just imagine that. And I know I do want the full course to be 8 weeks. So just all transparency that I can give you. Yes, there is a cost, and it is going to start out at $497, and I do have a payment plan, and that's on the website where you can do 2 payments. And if you really, really want to be a part of this program, you can also DM me, and I can talk about other options for payments, because my website doesn't allow me to break it down into that smaller level, but I also have the payment program through Square, and where I can break it down as needed. And so there will be a contract if the program isn't working for you, and after 14 days you've done the work and you're just like, this is not working, this is not what I thought it was, I'll give you your money back. That's plain and simple. I will give you your money back, because I'm not in this it's not a get rich thing for me. Why I'm doing this. It's not how I got there. Now, would I love to do life coaching full time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the joy that it brings for me to help people get a breakthrough, and for me to make sure they don't have to spend 20 years like I did figuring this out. I can't even put a price on that. So I would love to do this full time, and then I could pour myself into it. Whereas right now I have a 40-hour-a-week job and then some other stuff. And so it's very hard for me to devote all the time I want. So yes, I would love to be able to do this full time, and eventually, God willing, I will get there. But right now, I'm just going to do the things that I can do, and the things that make me happy, and hopefully the things that help you all, because that's all I want. And that's that. So if you have questions, put your questions in the chat. You can also DM me if you have questions. I'm trying to look here, make sure I hit everything. I believe I did. Talked about who the course is for, daughters that are ready to heal. The course is going to be October 5th through November 2nd, so it's 4 weeks. Let me see what else. It's just for whatever you prefer. You can use the book, you can use the free content, or you can be in the coaching program. And I call the coaching program the 3 C's. It's the course, the coach, and community. Some people learn very well like that, and so that's another thing to think about. But yeah, just know that nobody's going to get healed in exactly 4 weeks. I think it takes a lot more work than that. But you absolutely won't get what you need if you don't know where to start, and if you don't know, how to do it. And that's what I provide for you. Okay, so here to serve. If you guys can think of anything you think I should offer or you would like to see, please let me know. So that's all I want to say on that. That only took 20 minutes. But like I said, just thrilled to be here. I've not done webinars before. I've been to a bunch, but I did 2 this past week, and I was so excited. It was just like, yes, like when you do that thing. And that's what I want to unlock for people. We are so broken that sometimes we can't even let our gifts out. We can't even function at the level that's good for us and that, touches other people and connects other people. Sometimes we can't do that. And so I want to provide a safe space where you can heal and where you can be who you're meant to be. That's it. All right. Now I want to switch gears just a little bit. And I want to talk about this Kirk Franklin story for just a couple minutes. I'm nobody's, like I said, I don't have any degrees and all that stuff, but I know trauma. I know trauma from experience, unfortunately, just like a lot of you do. And so watching Kirk's story was really hard. I don't want to spoil it, so if you haven't seen it, then this is where you need to hop off the live or the replay. But if you have seen it, let's talk about it real quick. All it was, in a nutshell, was a lot of generational cycles and trauma repeating itself. And it was so sad that when things came to a head and this wonderful miracle of him finding his father per DNA, who his real father is, I thought was just amazing. Now, do we know everybody's story? Do we know if the man that's his father really didn't know and had no way of knowing? We don't know any of that. All we know is he's here now and he's willing to help. But the way it relates to generational trauma and cycles is because Kirk also has a son. He has more than one son. I think he has 3 children. I'm not exactly sure. But the oldest son, they were estranged a bit just because of him and his parenting and not knowing some things. And so when you now know his story and how Kirk was adopted and he didn't have his mother or father there, you can kind of see how it got transferred to his son. Kirk didn't know how to father because he didn't have a father. He didn't even have his mother. His mother would come and go out of his life. And so he didn't know how to do what he needed to do for his child that he had, I believe, as a teenager. And so it's really hard to break cycles when you don't have the information that you need and you don't have the support and you don't have the love. And he didn't have that. And so for him to now have found his father and to try his best to make amends with his oldest son and to become a father to him and also at the same time become a son, that's a lot. Now his mama in all of this, my heart goes out to her. People have said some things about her, and I have also said she's toxic, and I stand by that. And I say that she's toxic not because she didn't experience trauma. She clearly did. She wasn't even sure who his father was, based on the story. However, her denial of things at this point is the toxic part to me because it is selfish. And I say it is selfish because she said it is selfish. In the video, at the end, when he's talking to her and Aunt Sandra, she says, something like, I'm never going to be able to have you. I'm never going to have you. And so it was clear to me, my assessment is that her admittance that she can't have him and she can't, I guess have him how she wants to, because she had to give him up as a baby because she was probably young and unable to take care of him, or who knows what the parents were saying, right? This is an embarrassment. I know all about it. So she had to give him up then, and she wasn't equipped and wasn't able to take care of him, or maybe didn't want to once he was adopted. And so now she's finally maybe ready, maybe able, don't know, and she wants him to herself. He's Kirk Franklin. That's her baby, and she doesn't want to share him. She doesn't care. Seems like who the daddy is what I was getting. She doesn't care about that part. She's talking about herself. And she said, I'm not ever going to be able to have you. And so she would not admit or give him any of what he wanted to hear about Mr. Rick, I think is the man he calls him, Mr. Rick, being his father. And that's because she was in her feelings. She was coming from the selfish place. And I understand that narcissism and calling people toxic, it's not the right label for everyone. But I think we as victims, as kids that go through this with these people, We understand when they're choosing themselves. And so although they may not be medically diagnosed to have, these disorders, I think we understand, what we're saying. And she was just showing that when you are more selfish, more into yourself, that's where a lot of us tend to pick up those terms of calling people narcissists. So I'm not going to go as far as to call her that. But I'm just going to say she admitted it herself that it was about what she wanted and not about what he needed. And that's why this has to change. Because as mothers, you do have to consider your child. And I'm sorry when it's not your choice to bring them here. You do have to consider your child. It cannot be all about us. Should we take care of ourselves and put self-love first? Yes, we have to. But you can't do it to the point where it's detrimental to your child. It just be like you needing to eat. You have to eat, but you can't just eat and not feed the child. You got to be able to do both. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Y'all fight me in the comments or say whatever you want. That's how I feel. Feel some type of way about it because I've been there. And some mamas just stand by the stuff that they do. They don't care that it's wrong. They feel how they feel. And so I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. So we are at 27 minutes. If anybody has any comments, that thing touched my soul. Hear me? But if anybody has any comments, please leave me some. I love a good talk, a good debate, or whatever. I'm here for it. I'm not gonna get in my feelings about it, because I'm already in my feelings. So this is what it is. But anyway, yeah. So that is the program, guys, and that is how I feel about generational cycles. They have to be stopped. We have to make the changes. And if we don't make the changes, then we can expect to see things keep showing up, and then everybody loses. We have legacy on the line. We have generations coming after us, and we don't have time for this nonsense. And so that's why I'm here, and happy to be here, happy to serve. So if you guys need anything, hit me up. If you want to learn more about the course, it is posted on my website. But I am going to be posting more information as I update things. And so look for that. All right. It has been a fabulous time with you today. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.